Are you a business owner or someone looking for more ways and avenues to advertise and promote? Look no further. Contact us today for an advertisement. Email PD&J Media Productions LLC at gmail.com for more info. Promotions are everything. What are you waiting for?
What's good, folks? What's good? What it do? What it do? What it do? It's a brand new week, brand new Wednesday, so you know what that means. Brand new episode of PD&J. What's good today? I am your host, Jay.
And I am your host, Podcast. What's going on?
Is that what we doing today? How you feeling, bro?
Show you right.
Oh my God. How was your week? Or the past 2 weeks, actually, because we didn't do a show last week.
It's been good. I don't know what the hell was wrong with these two.
We were
rocking out to our pre-mix. We'll get them back on y'all for y'all. We just got DJ's been out celebrating his birthday like he don't have no damn job.
Yeah, man. Happy belated birthday, DJ CJ Smooth. Salute to you, bro.
Salute to you. And there's been a lot of things going on. We didn't have a show last week, but we're here this week to celebrate with y'all, to be with y'all. A lot of things going on. As you know, we have families and lives, so we can't necessarily just be here for y'all all the time.
Salute, Trulu.
Hey, Trulu in the building. Blessings to you and your family. That's all I'm going to say about that. Glad you're with us today. Now. Not now, but
right now. We're in a good mood today, yo, so we're going to have a great show. Let's get right into it.
Golden showers, bring me flowers.
Oh, Lord, he went there.
April shower.
He went there. Is that what we're doing already?
That just came out. I don't know why it came out.
Oh, shit.
Well, the artist formerly known as P. Diddy, now Love Records.
His name is still P. Diddy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, sure is. P. Diddy.
Anyway, if y'all
in the Golden City.
If y'all don't know what we're talking about, Young Miami did a podcast.
Oh, boy.
And on that podcast, she said that she likes to partake in golden showers.
So those of you that don't know that, just Google after the show. I'm just saying it already. Google after the show. Actually, you know what? I'll give y'all a better thing. R. Kelly. Think that. Think about the joke that. Oh gosh.
I'll just break it down to y'all guys. Getting a golden shower, people like to urinate on folks.
Yeah, we're gonna there's kids that watch the show, so they're going to go that far.
That's why I didn't say what I wanted to say.
You said what you said. That's still the same damn thing.
But it's different.
It ain't different.
The words are different.
It ain't no different.
But the words are.
Well, the words that Dave Chappelle used were a lot cleaner.
Anyway, so it all came out that Diddy liked to also partake in giving.
It was better. Well, I mean,
don't say it's better to give than receive. Don't say that shit.
You said it. I didn't have to. You heard of bait, line, and sinker?
Anywho, so what's your take on this? Like, I got so much I can say. Like, what's your take on this?
So I believe the saying goes, better to be pissed off than pissed on. Oh, wait, that's not the saying I was looking for. Don't hold it because you might blow it. No, that's not it either. Anyway, my opinion is something for everybody, but that something ain't for me.
Yeah, but I don't know if I could.
Lottie-dottie and everybody ain't with that potty.
Yeah, that was a little bit too much. Like, I don't get it. I'm
not gonna get it.
I'm not gonna try to figure it out either. There's no way in hell I'm gonna try to figure this one out.
Well, you know what? It was funny. All right. So I'm going to say that everybody's so wrapped up in what everybody else is doing in Hollywood. Get a job, man.
Some people's job is to get into people business that's in Hollywood.
That's fine. Let them do that. But the people that are paying attention to it, the people that are paying attention to it are the ones that don't have a job.
Oh man. Well, let's rephrase.
It's like the cancel culture. The cancel culture. Where do they work? Where's the cancel culture work? How much they get paid?
I don't know. I'm not a part of that group.
Anybody know?
Are you a part of that group?
You saw my shirt. I'm gonna have to wear it for the people next week. I'm gonna have to wear that shirt next week. Yep, I'm gonna have to wear the shirt next week.
So that's enough of P. Love.
That's enough P for right now.
Damn, man. That's enough about Diddy news right now. I can't do it no more. Anyway, so
P Diddy got Golden Shower City.
Put your hat on.
Yeah, it might rain. I swear to God, if it's raining, I'm hurting somebody up in this piece.
Anyway, let's move on. Let's talk about Drake. We got a lot to talk about, so we just gonna keep it moving. Drake had a concert in New York in Harlem at the Apollo Theater.
And somebody must have thought it was R. Kelly's concert because he believed he could fly.
I voted for this to be Jackass or Dumbass of the Week because we got our new Dumbass of the Week, but apparently we got something a little bit better. But this was my vote for Dumbass of the Week. How are you at a concert? You're on the balcony of the Apollo and you jump off the balcony.
Because I'm betting any amount of money that Drake might have played an inkling of I believe I can fly. He's like, I can do this. I can do this. This is my Space Jam moment.
Oh God. Oh man.
We can make fun of it. Guess what? He wasn't hurt at all. He wasn't hurt.
They paused the show for like 15 minutes.
And he wasn't hurt. I mean, yeah, they escorted him out, made sure he wasn't, his pride was probably hurt. That's about it. But
ego.
I don't know. He had an ego to be so stupid to jump off the second floor balcony at the Apollo. Now, my whole thing is, I can imagine Drake. What is this motherfucker?
If he saw it, though, that's
he laid it in the pit right by him. That's how they know.
Yeah.
He laid it in the pit not far from him, so that's how they And then somebody said, "Hey man, you need to stop it. I think he's hurt really bad." Come to find out, he wasn't hurt.
Yeah, so a dumbass jumps off the balcony. But the more interesting question that I want to pull away from Drake doing this concert at Apollo Theater, on a serious note, real quick though. So NYPD was caught filming individuals coming in and going out.
Oh, just going out.
Just going out?
Just coming out.
Of the Apollo Theater.
But I think it was the second night, not the first night. I think the first night when the guy did the dump thing.
Okay. Oh, he did 2 shows there?
Yeah, did 2 shows.
Okay, because I was only aware of one, and I thought they were both tied in together.
No, they did 2 shows.
Okay.
They owed them 2 shows from being canceled.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, NYPD is caught filming individuals leaving the Apollo Theater. Now, the thing of it is, a lot of people are thinking that the NYPD is taking this footage and using it for, what's the word that I'm looking for? Not righteous reasons.
Well, just trying to find criminals. Critters.
Okay. Take another sip. Maybe you'll get it right. So my thing is this, and I posed this question in our meeting. It's okay for us to film the police for whatever reason the case may be. Why is it a problem for the police to film us? Now, they're saying what NYPD is saying.
They've already released a statement. There was their social media department that was there filming. Because they do different. They do concerts. They do carnivals. They do all kinds of stuff. But they're trying to coincide it saying because it was Drake, which, I mean, as you know, I hate to say it, everybody makes everything about race. Now, New York Police Department, we know, doesn't have a great relationship.
But is Drake really that gangster that you gonna need police like that for that image?
At this point, I don't know, because half these boys wearing skinny jeans and their ass hanging out. I mean, they think they're the hardest thing since ice cream.
True.
So I don't even. So I don't know about that. So, but I pose this. As you know, we like to have an impartial show, and we talked about this in the meeting. And my thing was, and he'll hold me true to that. I said this. I was like, we're so worried about what the police are doing with the video. What the police should be also worried about what we're doing with the video. Yeah, every intention. Everyone's saying, well, what's the police intention? Well, what is your intention of a cop's doing his job? Why are you videotaping him? How do we not know that someone's videotaping that to create a crime against that cop? We don't know that. We don't know. Not everybody has good intentions when they're videotaping cops. Think of how many cops have been pinpointed for no reason at all.
But just like I told you, 9 times out of 10, I do believe, and this again, it's just my opinion. I do believe that when you are filming the police knows what you're, in this day and age, with this climate of what's going on, the police know why they're being filmed.
Do they really? Again, it goes back.
Like I said, just my opinion.
Your opinion and probably a lot of other people's opinion. I'm telling you the fact of the matter is, look at the uptick on crime against police officers. Look at the uptick. Stop talking about the cops videotaping you. Think about the uptick in crime against police officers. And there's been certain cops that have been picked out. And it's not the bad ones that are being picked out. That's the problem. That is the problem. You want to talk about videotaping, look at the coin. There's 2 sides to every coin.
And a spoiled apple spoils the bunch.
Exactly.
So
that's both ways. Yeah, because it's both ways. You always got to think. If you can't think impartially, then there's no way in hell you're going to make it through anything going on. There's no way in hell, because there's so much going on right now in the current climate and change of the world. It's so much going on. Denver had a mass shooting again this past weekend. Two of them. One back to back in California. Yeah, and they think it was the same person. No, it wasn't the same person. No, they do think it was the same person. They think, but I don't think so. It was the same person. Well, it's your opinion. The description was the same exact person. The same description was the guy, and they weren't that far from each other. We're not that far. It was viable enough where he could have done both, and he ended up. They think he's the one that killed himself in the van. Yeah, but what do you think? Somebody else killed him? Oh, who knows? That might have been the person in the first place. So you think it might have been a setup to begin with? No, I'm not saying it was a setup. Why? I'm saying it could be more than one person involved. Okay, and what would be because the motive doesn't have to be one. Does it have to be a motive anytime? Does it really? Some people just say, you know what? I'm going to wake up. I'm just going to go fucking shoot 10 people today. If I get caught, I get caught. If I don't, I'll shoot 10 more later. If I get caught, I'll just kill myself. Depending on the complexion, I'll just kill myself. Or they might take me to McDonald's. Give me a hamburger. And snitch. So I don't take I don't take sides, because there's no side to really take this. It really isn't. They already said what they're doing it for. If you want to believe them, you're going to believe it. If you don't, you don't. More 9 times out of 10, you want to use a 9 times out of 10 attitude. 9 times out of 10, nobody's going to believe them just because they don't want to. But also, could there be falseness in their truthfulness as far as what they're saying? Like, okay, hey, yeah, we're going to use it for this. So, but here's the thing. On the flip side, we're going to use it for this too. So here's the thing. If they do that, they've already made a statement. What do you think's going to happen in court? Be honest with yourself. They make a statement like that, and you go to court. That statement's still out there. But how many times have the police given out false statements in reports? There was a case just recently. We're not talking about a case. There's no case here. There is no case. This is them videotaping. So there is no case on this. It's just a simple, they're videotaping people coming out of venue, having a good time, to put on their social media website. And that's what they said. What's the case? There isn't one. So what happens if they film somebody that, let's say, have a warrant and they use that as facial recognition? Again, they've already come out and stated they're not doing that. Well, what if they do? Okay, you know what? At this point, it's no reason to talk anymore. Because you keep on what if. There's a whole bunch of what if. What if somebody would have shot at him? Shot at the cops? Yeah. While they were videotaping.
Then you got the suspect on film, and you can do what you need to do to get
Stop. What did you just tell me?
It's going to be used. I honestly don't trust the police 100% in what they say. I'd rather
then you know what? Move to a third world country and tell me how much you trust them. That's all I got to say. If you don't trust the police more than 50% of the time, you shouldn't be in the United States. It's just that simple. It's really that simple. You do not trust the police. You do not trust the authorities more than 50%. You need to move out of the country. It's just that simple.
And that is your opinion too.
No, it's not my opinion. It's a fact. Because guess what? That 50%, that's 6 out of the 10 cops sitting over there. 6 out of the 10 cops sitting over there. That means 6 out of 10 in 3 different areas. You're not going to trust them. So why even leave your house? Why even bother getting your car to drive? If you think every cop, if you make more than 50% of those cops have something wrong with them, and there's a big issue with them, there's no reason to leave your house.
Then why are they cleaning out departments left and right because of that?
Well, because a lot of the cops that you're seeing have been moving from one department to the next. And it's not departments. They're cleaning out actual precincts. It's not just a department.
That's true too. That is true.
It's
and
not
complete precincts are. I mean, you got precincts that you got officers that's resigning because of different commands different people that's taking commands over people over them. Just like the one that small town. Now they want to say we talked about it before on
actually. The reason why I didn't bring it up, I found out more about that. That cop was actually kind of crooked themselves.
Yeah.
So
what did you find out about that?
That chief police had some dirt on themselves.
Okay. Like what? Did they release that type of information?
Sexually explicit stuff with minors. Yeah.
Okay. But wasn't there talks about them that because it was a small precinct that they were going to close that anyway? Yeah. Okay. Okay.
So honestly, when it came to that was a setup by the higher ups.
You think and that's where I was getting at with that too.
That was set up by the higher ups, but the same thing. Guess what? That's not the police department.
That's the people in charge of that.
The mayor's office. That's the governor's office sitting there setting you up for failure. Now you want to go back? Yeah, they're setting down. They're cleaning out precincts because it's stuff that should have been done a long time ago. And a lot of the stuff has nothing to do with stuff against people. It's stuff within the departments that have happened. Stuff within the department.
But when you say that, just like any organization that implodes from within, it starts shit starts seeping out. If that makes sense.
Or sometimes sometimes it never started inside. It started outside, and it came in.
It came in.
So therefore, it's seeping in. It's coming from the out in. It's flowing.
But it just like you said, it goes both ways. So it can go both ways. So and that was basically the point that I was trying to make. At the end of the day, yeah, you could use that 50-50 split. But at the same time, just like you don't know the mentality of your person, of just the normal citizen, regular, civilian versus the mind frame of somebody that's in office or of the uniform. We don't know their mind frames that day that they wake up. There could be cops that wake up and say, I want to kill a nigger. Just like there could be people that you said will wake up and say, hey.
And I'm glad you said cops, because that takes to another situation where now people are starting to realize it's not just white cops killing black people.
Exactly, which segue into our next one. How many of you guys heard of Tyree Nichols? Now, this just happened earlier this year. For those that don't know what happened, it was a routine traffic stop that went bad. This young man, I believe he was between the ages of 25 and 29. I don't have his exact age, but I believe he was between 25 and 29 years old. Gets pulled over by Memphis PD. Routine traffic stop. Make a long story short, it ended with him being in the ICU for 3 days, and he ended up losing his life. Now, here's the bad part about it. He got beat up by 5 Memphis PD officers, and they were all black. So you have a black man that got beat up and killed by 5 black police officers.
And what did I say about that? I said, it's a lot of times your own kind will kill you first. They'll treat you worse. They'll treat you worse. Your own kind will treat you worse. Your own kind. Why? Because they may hate themselves.
For whatever reason.
That's a tough statement. But it happens. It happens. I've seen it with my own eyes. But I know coming from the retail, when I worked retail, here's my soapbox moment for the day. When you walk
on this one
into any retail place, if you're a black person walking to a retail place, don't pinpoint for the black person. Say, I know you're gonna give me a good deal, bro. Because first of all, as a retail rep, as I was, right then and there, whatever you wanted is what you're getting, and that's it. You're not getting a deal. You're not getting anything. I dictate what I do for you on how you come in acting, no matter what color you are. But the minute you call me bruh, homeboy, or any of that stuff is out the window. The professionalism, the respect I have for you stops at the fact that you didn't call me out my name in a bad way. And that's very low on the totem pole for me. Knowing me, that's very low on the totem pole. And that's my soapbox moment for the day. You go in a retail spot, just go in there. If you need help, ask for help. That's another thing. Ask for help. Don't walk around the damn place because you can't find nothing. I'm the type of person. You are too. We go into a place, we want something. We don't know where it is. We gonna find it. First rep. Hey, I'm trying to find such. Can you help me out? I'm not walking around the whole place unless I have time to waste, time to kill. And even then, I want to get out. I want to get in and get out, depending on how busy it is. But yeah, people, stop that. Stop.
Now back to Tyree Nichols in this situation.
Yes, now let me get up the soapbox real quick. Now, with Tyree Nichols,
this one kind of hurts.
No. All of them hurt.
All of them, yeah, you're right. All of them hurt. This one, it stings a little bit more.
Not to me. It ain't no different than
they
what
said that they beat this man worse than what Rodney King got beat in 91.
Well, obviously, because Rodney King's still alive. And he got settled. Did he deserve any of that? No comment.
Who, Rodney King?
Yeah,
or?
no comment. Oh, Rodney King, no comment. As we all found out later, he was not the man they all thought he was. And what's up, Mike? I see you there. Mike. But yeah, man, I had something I was going to say off of that, but it'll come back to me. Oh, yeah, I remember. Somewhat. It's coming kind of cloudy.
Get it
What?
up.
Stop. All right. When you find someone good, and this goes for law enforcement, this goes for a date, spouse, whatever you're looking for. When you find someone good, make sure you show that you appreciate them. Make sure you show, because it doesn't happen enough. It does not happen enough. And what I mean by that is I see it all the time. The little things people don't do anymore, the thank yous, the excuse me's, which I want to say shout out to my daughter's volleyball team. They won 2 in a row. They look like they're going to make the playoffs. And the reason why I'm going to talk about, I'm going to hit that up. It was the first time I actually got respect for that generation. There was a bunch of kids where we were sitting that kept going back and forth. And I was sitting in a way that they would have to say excuse me. Kind of on purpose, because I wanted to see if these kids have manners. Every single one of them. Excuse me, sir. Can I get by? Excuse me. Excuse me. Oh, sorry. Excuse me. So that shows me right there, the generation is not as lost as it's turned out to be. It's you 21 to 28 to 33-year-olds that have swallowed your tongues on your manners that are talking about the younger generation has lost their way. You lost your way. Therefore, it's teaching them to lose their way. They had lost. I saw it with my own eyes yesterday. More than one person, different people. So it wasn't the same people that were going by me. It wasn't the same incidents. It was different people all the time saying, excuse me, bumping me by. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I apologize. So apologies. You go into a nightclub, and you know this for a fact. Somebody will walk into you and look at you like you hit them. What? Why? And then guess what ends up at the end of the night? Ends up being a police incident. Because guess what? They remembered. Yo, yeah. Wait, that's that dude that walked into me. Wait, dummy, you walked into me. I didn't even see you. You bumped me and then gave me an eye. Now all of a sudden the police involved. Now we have an officer involved incident. Respect each other. Show each other praise for even the little things. Say thank you. Say if somebody says thank you, say you're welcome. It's a two. Isn't that what you? How many times you hear somebody say thank you? Oh, you're welcome. No, you don't hear that. Thank you. You're good. Excuse me. No problem. Oh, don't worry about it. Kindness, a lot of the violence happens because there's no respect for anybody.
So with the whole Tyree Nichols thing, you think that there was a lack of respect there?
We don't. Honestly,
we don't know the whole story because for one,
I
we
don't
don't
know.
have their statements. We don't have the footage. We just know
But
what's
the thing
being
is,
reported.
we don't know. And I hate to say this and call me the bad guy, but we don't know what he did.
Correct. That's why I'm asking you that question. Do you think that there was some kind of disrespect there? But again, even if there was some disrespect, does it warrant 5 cops? 5.
Nothing warrants that on one person, unless he's 7'4", 3 shock size, and even then, that's only if he's resistant and he don't want to get down.
Exactly.
By that time, I mean, to each his own. But we don't know the full story. Hopefully, we find out more.
My thoughts, my feelings, and my condolences goes out to the Nichols family in regards to your loss. Shouldn't have to be this way. It shouldn't have to be this way at all.
Now,
don't. Okay, here he goes. Go ahead.
Sleepy Joe made a statement
About this?
No.
Okay.
It's about not Eric Garner. Wow. Why can't I think? I'm just bad with names right now.
Not Breonna Taylor either, right? Okay.
Well, the one that caused the uproar.
George Floyd?
Yeah, George Floyd.
Okay.
Compare George Floyd to Martin Luther King and say he set a precedent bigger than Martin Luther King. He had a bigger impact than Martin Luther King. This is the guys you guys voted. I didn't.
I think I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna go there. I think what he meant was for the president.
True Lou, Mike, come get your boy. I'm about to eat him up.
President of what Dr. King said in his day. The
president.
Yeah.
You said the president. I'm like, wait.
The way that he shook up things in his day. Nah, never mind. I can't agree with it. I can't even go there.
No, go ahead.
No, because
I'm interested to see how you're going to turn this.
I can't. There's no way I can. There's no way I can. Because the only way I was going to say is for this generation, for it to be the way that it is, set precedent for what, and I still can't even go there. It's not adding up to me. It's not. Dr. King died for what he stood on and died for what he believed in.
Mike, I said, come get your boy. I didn't say agree with me. I said, come get your boy. I didn't say agree with me.
Here's the thing. I took it back because there's no way that I can be able to sit back. Yeah, that comparison.
So here's my comparison to what he said, and y'all can take this how you want. This is just as bad as a former president apologizing to Hawaii for us. Apologizing to Japan for us bombing them. That's just as bad, if not worse.
How so?
Well,
how so?
If Japan did not attack Pearl Harbor,
they wouldn't have gotten bombed in the first place.
exactly.
Okay, we all know that. That's common sense.
Right, but why are you apologizing to them for us bombing them when they caused us?
Yeah, that doesn't make sense either.
Exactly. So telling me that George Floyd's impact is greater than Martin Luther King?
Not greater. I can't agree with that. And that's where we both can agree at. I don't agree with that statement. Is it impactful? Absolutely. Absolutely. It's impactful. But as impactful as now, what did he mean by what Dr. King, like the way that Dr. King went out? Is that what he's talking about? Or what Dr. King stood for and marched for? Because if that's what he's talking about, there's no comparison.
There's no comparison at all either way. You're looking at a criminal versus a civil rights activist. Yeah, I went there because that's exactly what I'm going to stand on. A criminal versus civil rights activist. Not looking at how the criminal went out, not looking at how the civil rights activist went out. The civil rights activist set a precedent. We got voting rights. We've gotten a lot further than what we have. It's more integration in this country than ever was at that point in time. Yeah, we've got ways to go, but we've come a hell of a long way.
So George Floyd's death wasn't impactful to you at all. Is that what you're saying?
How did it impact my life?
No, I'm asking the question, not you personally, but in regards to the culture.
How did it impact the culture?
I'm asking.
Are black people still killing black people?
Of course.
Are
black people still killing black people? Of course.
Are black people still killing cops? Are cops still killing black people?
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the impact? More death? More death? Okay, yeah. Then the impact.
Okay, what about awareness? What about awareness? It didn't bring it. Didn't.
The awareness was already there.
It was, but it didn't shine a brighter.
No, it didn't.
Okay.
The only thing it did is where athletes came out and said, "I'm tired of this."
Now you bring up a question that I want to ask you. If this wasn't, what's his name?
Stephen Smith.
Yeah, the basketball player.
I don't know if they were actually related.
I think they were brothers by friendship, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so if that was the case, do you think that it wouldn't have been as impactful as what it was?
Now you see it.
No, I'm asking.
You see that light? You see that light right there?
No, I'm asking you.
No, that's what I'm getting to. That you know what that compares to? It doesn't compare to Dr. King, and y'all really gonna hate me for this one. But that sounds.
Mike came at you. He said, "I can't agree with the criminal stuff."
Really come out. He agreed.
I haven't seen anything on that counterfeit money, so.
No, Mike. If you go back, the man had a long criminal record, not just the counterfeit money. He had a long criminal record.
Dr. King had a criminal record.
Yeah, but his record was all he was arrested for what? For protesting. Not for stealing, not for beating somebody up, not for any of that stuff. He was in jail for getting beat up. Like
pretty much.
They beat him up while he was outside the jail and inside the jail. So but thank you for bringing that up. So if I were to compare George Floyd
with you, Mike, though, not to cut you off, but just because you have a criminal
record, I'm not saying he's a bad person. See, look at the dynamic of what I'm talking about, not the actual of what I'm talking about. The dynamic. What I'm saying is you're comparing a criminal, putting him on the same pedestal as an activist. This man was not an activist. He used a $20 bill that wasn't even real to buy a pack of cigarettes and lost his life over it. That's impactful because what the hell? Even if I got a fake 20, that doesn't mean you got to beat the hell out of me.
Or sit on my neck.
Or sit on my neck and I can't breathe. Even if I am high. But what I was going to say this compares to, and you, Rosa Parks.
Who?
George Floyd.
To what?
You want to know why? Because
no.
Now
Don't go there.
Now listen to this, because Rosa Parks knew who. Who was she the secretary of?
Who?
Martin Luther King.
Okay.
And then he had to go get her out. Now, how many other people do we know of that did the same thing that she did, ended up going to jail? But she got up because of who she knew.
But how are you comparing Rosa Parks to George Floyd?
That's what I'm getting to. Stephen A. Smith. Impactful basketball player. The players rallied around because it was somebody closely related to Stephen A. Smith. Who you know. How many times have we seen that happen to someone that didn't have anybody that they knew? And it just, oh man, boo-hoo, ha-ha, and it's all done. How many times did people have to bury their own because the cops killed them, but got no help from local celebrities or celebrity P. Diddy or Jay-Z or anybody, or not helping them, and they had to bury their own because of who they were? You want to talk about impact? You want to talk about comparable? That's your comparison right there.
I don't see it.
You don't want to see it. That's the problem. You don't want to see it. If you look at the situation of what it is, it makes a hell of a lot more sense to compare those two than comparing him to Dr. King.
It doesn't make sense to compare George Floyd to anybody during the civil rights era. That's just my personal opinion.
But here's the thing. I'm using what you said, talking about, well, if he was impactful, if you want to say he was impactful, that's a person you compare to. You don't compare him to Martin Luther King. You compare him to Rosa Parks. You want to talk about impact. Because think about that. That's when the civil rights movement started kind of taking off a little bit more when Rosa Parks happened, even though the stuff was still happening that way. Now with George Floyd, what you can say is, okay, if you want to say there was an impact, if I'm going to give you that, I'll give you something to bite on. I'll say the impact. If you want to say that impact with the current climate, that's what it is.
So just to catch everybody up on what we're talking about, Tyree Nichols was beaten. He was Rodney King, but worse. He lost his life to 5 Memphis PD officers that kicked his ass and killed him. And it so happens.
Let's say it's called like this: 5 black thugs in uniform.
That killed another black man.
Unfortunately, they weren't white thugs this time; they were black thugs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Bullets with badges, BWBs.
So just to catch everybody up on what we're debating about right now, and so I guess where do we go from here?
Where do we go?
Because I feel like every time we take 2 steps forward, something like this knocks us 8 steps back.
Well, the whole thing is, if you look at it from what it was, how long ago did this happen? How long did it take to come out?
It happened January 10th. So this just recently happened.
Now, the reason why I say that, think about it.
And it came out a week later.
So think about what's been happening recently. If you want to really look at it, we're getting the news faster. Unfortunately, it's not the best news, but we're getting it faster. You think about the incident we saw with the kid in the car. It was about 2 months before that came out, 3 months before that came out. Remember?
Yeah.
The kid that got shot in the car, and then they still can't figure out why the cop shot him. They still can't figure it out.
In Albuquerque, yeah.
Still can't figure it out. And then they had another one happen, not in Albuquerque, but another place. Same thing. But it was a white cop and a Mexican cop and a Mexican kid this time.
Hmm.
So we're seeing it's been repetitious. And people are like, oh, I don't know what to do. And you're right, you really don't know what to do. But at the same time,
which poses the question, where do we go from here? How because the thing about it, we tell our viewers every day, protect yourself, mind your surroundings, cooperate with the police as much as you can to make sure that you make it home safe every day. But again, going back to what we were talking about earlier, we don't know what a person wakes up with the mentality of, whether civilian or cop. That's the problem.
No, it's not our problem. The thing is, we can only control what's immediately around us. What's that movie? Leg in the Bag of Ants.
I've never seen it.
So it talks about the 6 degrees of separation, how everybody knows everybody. And Will Smith.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's a great. If you haven't seen it, please watch the movie. Watch the movie. It's a golf movie. I don't care if you like golf or not. Just watch the movie. I think one of Will Smith's best performances that he's ever done. Now, I haven't seen the new movie that he did on Apple TV. I probably won't because it's on Apple TV. But I hear that one's really good too. But this here, Legend of Bagger Vance, gives you an idea of how the world really works. Now, when I say it's control what's around you, you can only control your environment. And that's about it. You can only control your environment. You can't control, like you said, I can't honestly, I get pulled over. The only thing I can do is everything within the law. I can turn my phone on. I can leave it on. I can record. Let him know I'm recording him as he should be recording me. And if he's not recording me, I can immediately say, get a supervisor. I am not saying another word till I get your supervisor. And see where it goes from there. That's the best thing you can do.
Now, what are you going to tell? What would you tell somebody if they're filming? They let the cop know, "Hey, I'm filming," and the cop's like, "No, you can't film."
Well, they can't tell you that. I mean, they can tell you that, but
They're going to tell you that.
And then guess what? When they tell you that, 9 times out of 10, they're being reprimanded once they get back for telling you that. Unless the only really way you cannot film a police officer is if you're impeding them from doing their job. And the loophole in that is, if they're pulling you over and you're filming them, there's nothing they can do about that. But guess what? If they're pulling someone else over and then you come with your camera to videotape and it's impeding their investigation, whatever's going on, then they can tell you, "Hey, you just stand back there if you want to videotape. You cannot come over. If you come over here one more time."
Yeah. Now that I do know. But there's been times, even with me, I've been pulled over. I would either be on the phone with my wife, or I would go live on the social media account just so I got that footage documented. "No, you can't film. Why not?" "Well, I don't want. This ain't one of those. I'm not doing it." Da 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 da.
And what's funny now? Here's what you have to put this in a very nice way. You are a public servant, therefore I am allowed to film you doing your job. Just so that make sure I don't do anything wrong, and make sure you don't do anything wrong.
No, I've told the cop one straight up, "I'm trying to make sure I get home safe. Aren't you?" Period. What can they say?
They're gonna say, "Well, you're gonna be in a cardboard box tonight, bro."
Well, that's all we got for Hot Topics, folks. We'll be right back. We got sports and our picks coming up, and don't forget, we got Dumbass of the Week. So stay right there. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Are you a business owner or someone looking for more ways and avenues to advertise and promote? Look no further. Contact us today for an advertisement. Email PD&J Media Productions LLC at gmail.com for more info. Promotions are everything. What are you waiting for?
Welcome back. Brand new episode of PD&J. What's good today? I'm your host, Jay.
Y'all know what it is. His pocket. We're back, and let's see, Mike, what did you have to say there? Always remember your safety is the most important thing. Yep. And their safety is the most important thing. And recording ensures everybody's safety. Exactly. Now, that also goes to this. Don't record people in compromised positions.
Anyway, moving on to sports.
That's a sport?
Oh, God. No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Oh, my gosh. Is bull riding a sport? Last I checked, it was. You got to be in great condition.
We got you, Mike. Mike. So, moving on to sports. Big thing I want to talk about. Lamar Jackson. Now that his season is over.
His season's been over like 8 weeks.
But officially over. The contract negotiations, have they begun? We don't know. But we do know Lamar wants a guaranteed bag. The question is he going to get it?
No. How much is he going to get? He's going to get something guaranteed, but how much?
You honestly think Baltimore's going to give him a guaranteed contract?
I don't think he's going to get a fully guaranteed, but he's going to get something guaranteed. See, the Browns, being the Browns, did what the Browns do. They did something that shouldn't have been done. You guaranteed I'm going to say it, serial rapist, $230 million.
Plus another 130 incentives and bonuses. Let's not forget that.
I don't know about that, but I know it's a $230 million guaranteed.
Yeah, but he also has a
fully guaranteed.
With another, it might not be 150, but I know it's 100 and something in incentives and bonuses.
So, but either way, they gave him the highest guaranteed contract.
Yep, they sure did. They sure
did. He deserve it?
Nope. He didn't even play half the season.
Well, the thing is, he wasn't going to. They knew that. He was getting suspended for it.
Yeah.
So they knew that.
Yeah.
And now I will say the team offensively looked pretty good by the end of the year. So who knows what happens next year. But now you've taken this guy who, by the way, the Ravens and LeBron Jackson did beat him a few times during while he was there. So, and that's what he looks at. Hey, I've already beaten this dude. I've won unanimous MVP. Your offense ain't nothing without me, and that's damn right. It's not anything without him.
Very true.
But that was that offense. We don't have the same offensive coordinator. Matter of fact, we don't even have one. So what happens now? Well, they already said, Lamar, you can help us. We're going to help you. You're in on helping us find your offensive coordinator. That's a dangerous spot to be in with no guaranteed money.
No, it's a dangerous spot to be in is you trying to negotiate your own contract.
Now, yes. Now,
at first I was in favor of it, but then I started looking at the whole logistics of what it comes down to.
Well, how about this? Roquan Smith, who just signed an extension with the Ravens.
Okay.
Highest paid linebacker, $20 million a year.
Okay.
Linebacker.
For how many years?
5 years.
Okay.
I think it's 5 years, $100 million. I think it's 60 guaranteed.
Okay.
Now, I mentioned that because guess what? He didn't have an agent, but he's the highest paid middle linebacker. But he also shows impact on the team, on the defense. Our defense ended up being like number 1 or number 2 with a bunch of stats because when he got there, he solidified. He filled in a need on the defense. He's pretty much our new age Ray Lewis.
Okay.
Now, offensively, the defense is set though. We've got the coordinator. We've got all the pieces. Minus, we're probably going to make a couple changes here or there. And people are probably going to retire or move on. That's fine. But now you look at offense, there are no receivers. You have running backs that are pissed off. You got a tight end that's pissed off. You got a pretty good offensive line. Now, if I'm an offensive coordinator, the first thing I say is there's talent there, but we need receivers.
And honestly, because of that, I don't think they're going to give Lamar exactly what he wants in guaranteed money, and he might ask for a trade.
The thing is, we do not know what he wants. That's a problem. Nobody except for Lamar and his mama know what he wants, and that's a problem because you don't have anybody helping you negotiate.
Now, do you think they're doing that to be silent, and not put their business out there on how much he's asking for?
It's nobody's business.
And that's what my thing is. It's really nobody's business.
Because you got to think, even when people got agents, we don't know what the hell they're asking for. They just come out, oh, so-and-so got such guaranteed money. Oh, wow, man, that was a good deal. Think about it. Do you think Patrick Mahomes went to the Chiefs?
But what we do know is that
he's
asking for Deshaun Watson money, which is
no, we don't. Again, that's what we don't. We do not know what he's asking for. All we know is that the most the Ravens have come out with is $160 million, and he said no. So sit there and come out and say that he's asked for Deshaun Watson money. We do not know that. He's never come out and said that.
Let me ask you this: Do you think he deserves Deshaun Watson money?
No, Deshaun Watson doesn't deserve Deshaun Watson money.
I was glad that you said that because with him being injury prone the way that he is, I wouldn't pay him $230 million.
Only way I'll do it is if I gotta get injured, you can get injury guarantee. But here's the thing. How is he getting? And here's another thing people don't realize. They talk about how he plays football, how he plays the game.
He impacts the game.
No. I'm not talking about. They're talking about that the way he plays, it can't be longevity.
Longevity in it.
Right? Now, how has he gotten hurt the past 2 years?
By running the ball.
Really?
Or you think it's more so him being in the pocket?
Go back and look. The last 2 years, he got hurt being in the pocket. He did not run the ball. He wasn't trying to run. He was trying to avoid the sack. He got hit while in the pocket trying to pass the ball. When he gets out of the pocket and he's on the move, hey, nobody can catch the motherfucker. He's too elusive. The only person that stops Lamar Jackson outside of the pocket is Lamar Jackson. They put a spy on him. He still gets 20 yards.
There was one play that he did get injured running the ball.
He's never gotten injured running the ball. He's never got injured. He's only got injured inside the pocket. Go back and look. If you want, I can pull it up for you. How did Lamar get hurt? Inside the pocket on a passing play. Trying to do scramble drill because the defensive broke containment.
Oh, isn't that considered running?
I guess Kyler Murray would know about that. How'd he get hurt?
By running the goddamn ball.
Exactly.
Which he shouldn't be doing either.
But honestly, I would say, we don't know what he wants. But I guarantee he's going to get about maybe. They're going to give him 2.
Okay, so let me rephrase my previous question then. Take Deshaun Watson out of it. Do you think he deserves to be one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the league?
Who else is unanimous MVP in the league?
Now, that being said, is that a yes?
I just asked you a question.
No, you can't answer a question with a question.
I believe I just did.
But so I'm going. There's a point that I'm trying to make. So you believe that he should be one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the league? Yes.
Is he not the most electrifying player on the field?
Yes or no? Follow me on this. Just yes or no.
I'm answering your questions.
Is that a yes?
Is he not the most electrifying player on the field? Mike, you have Justin Fields who wants to be Lamar Jackson. So you about to get the donkey of the week here in a minute, along with somebody else.
I'm just follow me where I'm going here because there's a specific question that I'm trying to. Yes or no? You believe he deserves to be one of the, if not one of, the highest paid quarterbacks in the league? That's what you're saying.
I did not say that.
But okay, that's what I'm asking you.
I'm gonna give you Sleepy Joe answers right now.
Exactly. So I need you to get out that Sleepy Joe shit and
college don't count. What are you talking about?
Oh, yes, we're having fun.
What are you talking about? Look, you gonna take Justin Fields and teach him how to pass.
So, okay, if you believe that he does deserve to be one of the highest paid quarterbacks, what would be a number you would give him? If you're cutting the checks.
I never finished my thought. I said I believe it'll come out that he'll get $200 million guaranteed.
$200 million guaranteed.
He'll get at least $200 million guaranteed.
Everything guaranteed. What about
no? You'll get $200 million guaranteed with incentives for more.
If anything, now I think those incentives would be because they was already talking about 130. Or was it 113?
No. That was 130 million that we offered him first.
Oh, okay.
Before they countered with like 165.
Yeah. Okay.
But I'll put it to you this way. Let's look at it from this aspect. So I threw a couple things out there. Number one, first unanimous, youngest MVP. All right. Youngest Heisman Trophy winner. If you want to talk about college, Mike, youngest Heisman Trophy winner ever. First unanimous MVP, right? He's the most dynamic. When people tell you when they play the Ravens, the first thing they got to do is account for Lamar. And sometimes they have 2 spies on him. 2, and they still can't stop this dude. As much as, like what Stephen A. say, Aaron Rodgers is the bad man, he ain't as bad as Lamar because they trying to stop him in every way they can.
Well, that $200 million, if you guarantee that, you better deliver.
Well, he's going to deliver.
A championship.
The thing is, it's not just him to deliver.
I know they
have
need
to put
weapons.
the right pieces. They need weapons. Now the whole thing is
still don't count. Still don't count.
Look, you better go teach Justin Fields how to throw a ball.
Let's get off Justin Fields because here's somebody I do want to talk about. Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills.
Oh, everybody's pick except for this dude.
Yeah. Now, I was looking at a debate earlier, and they were looking at putting Josh Allen in the same category of Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow.
Oh, I saw that too.
Yeah.
Why? How?
After the way that they played, and let's not put all the blame on Stephon Diggs. Some of that blame goes on Josh Allen. He didn't execute.
Wait.
He did not execute.
Hold up. So here's my thought on that whole Stephon Diggs thing. What are y'all trying to blame him for? He was the only one playing with heart.
Yeah, exactly my point. So that's what I'm saying. You can't put that on Stephon Diggs. I'm going to put majority of that on Josh Allen. He didn't come out and execute.
He looked like he was a deer lost in the headlights.
He did.
You know who he reminded me of?
He did. And for you to play that game as a rematch game, because the first game didn't happen. And the first game didn't happen because one of your players went down. If I was Josh Allen, I would have came out with more energy than the whole Bengals squad did. The Bengals came out there and showed them who their daddy was.
They hit him in the mouth.
And they did not rejuvenate from that.
Yeah, I say you always got a game plan. So what?
You get hit in the mouth.
And they got hit right in the mouth. They beat them at their own game. This whole pass rush everybody was talking about with Von Miller, who was out. I mean, be it as be what
do
you want to
think
call
that
it.
Really had a big impact on that game? I don't think so. Von Miller being out, I
do. I do, because here's the thing. He's the one that sets the tone on the defense. If you go back and look when he was playing, because that defense, ever since he went down, didn't look the same.
I'll give you that, but I don't think that defense. I still think even with Von Miller being in the way that the Bengals played, it would have been a closer margin. But the way that Josh Allen played,
put it this way, they would not have scored that many points.
My point exactly. They might have still lost that game. The Bills might have still lost,
but they would have lost with dignity.
Exactly. That's where I was going at with that. So yeah, I think I'm off the Bills bandwagon.
I never was on it.
I think I'm off of that.
And I think everybody can agree. I was never on the bandwagon. I said the Bills are going to do what they do.
I thought they were going to go to the AFC Championship. I thought it was going to be the Bengals versus the Bills.
It was for the Bengals and the Bills. It's not for the AFC Championship.
Exactly.
Now, this week, I'm telling you, we got two dynamic football games.
Bengals versus the
Chiefs. Part 4.
Which might be in favor of the Bengals, I think, because
the Bengals. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, the only reason why I think
the Bengals are favored right now by 1.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh wow, by 1 point.
The spread. It was Chiefs by 3, but because of Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, and that was where I was going at. If y'all didn't watch the games last week, Patrick Mahomes suffered a high ankle sprain last Sunday or Saturday. Sunday. So I don't think I know for a fact he's not going to be 100% come this Sunday. I know for a fact he's not going to be, and I think that's going to have an impact on that game.
So here's what I was telling my wife. I had a high ankle sprain one time, and as a football player, old school sometimes does best. They used all these kinds of like different tension machines and heat and cold. And I got to the point where I came back in a week. It was still sore, but they had me to the point where I wasn't 100%, but I was damn sure close.
Do you feel? Well, that's the. I don't think even if that was the case, I don't think Patrick Mahomes would be as impactful as Patrick Mahomes could be going against Joe Burrow in that Bengals defense.
Well, Joe Burrow doesn't play defense.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Now, the whole thing is the Bengals defense.
Don't sleep on the Bengals defense.
I always sleep on the Bengals defense. See, here's the thing: what everybody is doing here and not paying attention to, Week 18 in the first wild card game. Who did they play?
Nobody.
They didn't.
As far as a challenge,
yeah,
I don't think so.
So you didn't think they had a challenge? Go back and look at the stats, and you'll think differently. The only team that held Joe Burrow under his stats
are the Chiefs.
No. It's not. It's the Ravens. All 3 games this year they played them. He had below his actual average stats. Why? Because we know how to play them. Take a page out of the book, man. Pass rush. If we would have had Lamar Jackson in the wild card, we wouldn't have been looking at the Bengals right now. Because he would have did the dumb thing of jumping up with a freaking ball. Yes, that was impactful.
So impactful, we're going to go to our Jackass of the Week. Jackass of the Week, not my vote, but majority of vote says Dallas Cowboys tweet on Dak Prescott on how he lost the game.
In case y'all didn't know, Dallas Cowboys put a tweet out on Monday talking about how Dak's turnovers, and they put a picture of Dak sitting on the sidelines like this. And had the tweet talking about, the reason why we lost the game because of Dak and his turnover, sort of that effect. They had it up there for at least 2 to 3 days. It may still be up.
I'm checking right now to see if it's up, to be honest with you.
And that makes me say, why are they the Jackass of the Week? Because think about this. Add a Cowboys player that's in support of your quarterback.
Their exact words were, and I quote, Dak Prescott gave away the ball twice in a narrow loss to the 49ers In the matchup, the Cowboys had a chance to win if they didn't get if they didn't generate self-inflicted wounds.
No. That tweet's probably still up.
Yeah.
There. So the tweet's still up. So that means Jerry Jones just signed off on that. That's what that means.
Which leads me to what I told you in the meeting. I think that within the next 2 years, Dak is gone.
Well,
and the only reason why I say 2 years is because he's guaranteed $40 million next year.
Yeah, and if they
or less than 40
and if they
million?
get rid of him this year, it's 60 if they trade him, 90 if they cut him this year. So it's going to be 2 years. Now my whole thing is with Dak.
Do you pay him and sit him?
So you're going to start Cooper Rush?
Or you go in the draft and get a quarterback.
At the pick they have?
I'm just saying.
I mean, there ain't going to be. I don't think there'll be another Brock Purdy out there.
You never know.
I mean, that.
Now, since you brought up Brock Purdy, do you think he's going to have the same impactful season next season that what he had this season?
Here's my outlook.
Or do you think he's an anomaly?
No, I don't think he's an anomaly.
Okay.
Well, no, wait. I take that back. He is an anomaly.
Okay.
He is an anomaly. You want to know why? He stayed in college
4 years.
So that means he got to see all kinds of defenses at Iowa State. He got to see all kinds of defenses, all kinds of schemes. So he's a lot more accomplished than a lot of these guys coming out anyway. The fact that he went last, and that means Kyle Shanahan saw something, and look what he saw. Look how he's impacting the game right now. He's now to the point where he's going to go into next year as the number 1 quarterback.
So let me ask you guys this question, and I open forum question. Do you think that the way that Brock Purdy got drafted versus the way that he played changes the landscape on how the NFL and teams are going to start drafting people?
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Has it changed since Tom Brady came out? No. Because everybody's still trying to find that guy. And so far, the closest team to find that guy is wherever Tom Brady goes next.
Which might be San Francisco. I think San Francisco is done with Trey Lance. I think they're going to move on from Trey Lance.
I don't think so. They have not seen what this dude can do. If Shanahan sees something in this kid, he's not ready to give up. And I agree with him.
Now, if you have an opportunity to get Tom Brady for Trey Lance, would you trade him?
Well, Brady's a free agent, so you don't even have to trade for him.
But you're going to go in with 3 quarterbacks.
Well, they needed 3 quarterbacks this year, didn't they?
True. So I'm just saying because at the end of the day, Garoppolo, he's out. We already know Garoppolo is gone. He's gone. We know
probably to Las Vegas or somewhere.
I see Las Vegas. My thing is, what do you do with Trey Lance?
I mean, if you can get Brady, it's kind of tough. It is kind of tough. If you can get Brady.
Because he really wants to play for San Francisco where he grew up at.
Where it's hometown.
Yeah.
Joe Montana fan. It's hard. I can't even spit it out. I just keep saying, if you can get Tom Brady, that's all I can get. That's all I can come out. If you can get Tom Brady. Trey Lance, you got to give the kid a chance. Actually, I take that back. No, you don't. Because now you got Brock Purdy. You see what this kid can do with offense.
Exactly my point.
But the whole thing is, who will take Trey Lance?
The Bears.
So you think they're going to get rid of Justin Fields or Trey Lance?
Or put him as a backup to Justin Fields?
I wouldn't. Think what the draft cap you're going to have to trade to get this guy.
I know.
They're not going to do that. Carolina will probably do it again. They keep trying to take everybody's quarterback. Depending on what happens in the draft. That could dictate where he goes. He could probably end up in Las Vegas. He literally could.
True.
I mean, we really don't.
And play backup for Derek Carr. Is Derek Carr gone?
Well, Carr is gone.
You think Carr's gone?
Yeah, he's already
Carr's gone for real.
He's already put the tweet out there, and the team's already talking about. Well, let us know what you want. Let us know if you want him.
Yeah, Mike, I think you're right. They wouldn't spend the money on
Who?
Trey Lance to the Bears.
Oh, yeah. Just as much as I make fun of Justin Fields, I like him. I like what he brings.
I see potential in him.
I see more than potential.
I do.
He's got that it factor because with no receivers, he was doing his own thing.
So let me ask you this: let's take away the season and let's just go Justin Fields, Jalen Hurts. Who are you taking?
That's not even fair to Justin Fields. Are you serious right now? That is not fair to Justin Fields.
Why not?
First of all, Justin Hurts has taken his team to the playoffs 2 years in a row. Last year, he didn't have that many weapons. This year, he's got a stacked to the attack team.
You talking about Justin Fields or Jalen Hurts?
Are you all right?
I'm asking a question.
Talk about.
Oh, Mike says he'll take Fields over.
He has no choice. He has Fields. He's not going to turn his back on the man.
Oh,
Here's what I'm going to say.
Oh,
about it.
man.
My honest take on this: Fields, Hurts, Lamar. The difference between those three: Hurts has weapons. Tell me differently. You give Fields the weapons that Hurts has, he's going to have pretty much the same impact. You give Lamar those weapons, they might not lose damn games. So I mean, it is what it is. You have this is the NFL quarterback this year. And I here's my thing. I really want Hurts to win it.
all?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
And I have a so selfish reason behind this.
That is?
I want to see another running quarterback
Win the Super Bowl. So who do you think?
And actually, I'm going to take that back. Another running quarterback who just happens to be
Black.
to win.
Now let me ask you this: who do you think Super Bowl's coming down to? We got San Francisco versus the Eagles. We got the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Bengals. Who's going to the Super Bowl? I'm taking the Bengals and the Eagles.
Well, here's the thing: you got the number one defense against pretty much the number one, number
offense.
two offense.
Yeah.
The easier road was ran by the Eagles. We know that.
Okay.
The 49ers, remember, they've been chomping at the bit to get back.
Yeah.
But the difference is that birdie named Purdy.
So you going 49ers?
Nope.
No. Eagles.
Nope.
Who are you taking?
The Penguins.
Folks, it's been a great week. It's been a great episode. Make sure you tune in.
Don't forget to tell them. Tune in this week. I think it's ESPN. Better BF title fight against Anthony Yard.
Oh, yeah. No show next week either. We do have a birthday that we're going to be celebrating, so we don't have a show next Wednesday, but we will be back the following Wednesday.
So everyone, we appreciate you.
We love you. Make sure you hit that like button.
Well, actually, we might be able to do Thursday still. We'll look. We'll still probably do a show next week, just not Wednesday. It's my damn wife's birthday. She's getting another year around that sun. So we celebrating, y'all. We turning up. Celebrate love. Love. That. I can't talk.
Folks, what a great episode it's been. We can't wait until we catch you next week, folks. I got to get this food man something to eat because he's losing his mind. Until next week.
Where'd he go?